Do you believe that you eat mindfully? Hello, welcome. My name is Stephanie. I am a therapist on Long Island, New York that specializes in the treatment of eating disorders and body image issues. If at the end of this video you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in learning more about this type of stuff, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you'll find it helpful. Today I wanted to talk more about overeating and how we can be more mindful about what we're eating and that experience. So a lot of people question me about overeating and how is there, or what can we work with to work on lessening the overeating or even binge eating. And a big thing that typically comes up, a big theme, is typically that these events, these eating events, whether it's overeating or binging, is a very mindless experience. So basically, naturally, the answer would be being mindful. Now, what does that mean? We can be like, be mindful, be mindful, be mindful, but what does that actually mean? So let's talk about mindfulness for a second. Let's talk about what mindfulness means. So mindfulness means being in the present moment. More often than not, especially in our culture, we are too busy either obsessing about the past or being anxious about the future. So we're not taught through our upbringing on how to really be mindful and be present in the present moment. It's a lot about grounding ourselves and bringing ourselves back to the here and the now, because that's all you're guaranteed. You can't do anything else about the past, and right now you can work toward the future, but that's not guaranteed. So what's most important right now is living in the here and now and experiencing the here and now for what we are, the present moment that we are in. So let's talk about now eating mindfully. How are we able to accommodate that topic or that idea more into our eating? So the number one tip that I will say is eliminating distractions. A lot of times we like to eat while we're working, while we're driving, while we're texting on the phone or watching a video, and that just takes our attention off of what we're eating and onto a screen or whatever the distraction might be. What happens then is that we're not really cued into our body's signals that we're full, that we're enjoying it. You may end up eating something that you're really finding that you're not enjoying just because you never really paid attention to the fact that you're not enjoying it. So working on eliminating distractions is really, really important. I know I'm definitely a person that sometimes will be on their phone or doing some sort of business stuff or whatever it might be while I'm eating. And I notice it too, that I will miss my body's cues when I'm full. I'll realize that maybe I'm not really enjoying what I'm having in that moment, or I'm just not really present. And then it kind of just makes that eating experience not very fulfilling, and sometimes you feel like you didn't even really eat because you weren't really present for the moment. So that's a really big tip, is eliminating the distractions. Number two, making sure that you are sitting down and eating. Again, we need to eliminate the distractions. When we're standing, it's just so easy to gobble it down and really have no idea what just happened, not even recalling the experience whatsoever. Makes it very easy to overeat because we're not paying attention to our bodies and we're just shoving food down. And a lot of times we do that sometimes when we're in a rush and we're not really present, or we're just saying, okay, we got to eat something and be on the run. But if there's any at all possible way that you can arrange to sit down at a table, not in front of the TV, not in front of anything, just at a table with a chair, with a plate, and sit down and eat. 15 minutes can you spare to eat for you? That's your important time to be able to enjoy that experience and savor that experience. Number three, a big tip, is tasting it and enjoying it. So many a times what we do is that we, again, are in a rush. We're constantly thinking about the next thing that we have to do. Our mind is not on the food. Our priorities typically don't lie in tasting the food, but that is super important, to be able to be present for that moment, to taste the food and tasting all the different tastes that are associated with it. Really even thinking to yourself, what am I tasting right now? Labeling it. Is it good? Is it tasty? Is it saucy? Is it like the textures of it? Talk about in your own mind, or you could talk with someone else about it, about every part of that experience. Talk about the texture that you're feeling with that food. Listen to your sound of the sound of you chewing. Listen to the first bite. feeling how it feels in your teeth when you take that first bite, and the smell of the food, and just what it looks like. Is it appealing? And you'll actually see this a lot in the Japanese culture, if you notice, or if you ever really had any interest in learning more about the Japanese culture. They do a lot of this. The presentation of their food is very, very important, and it's really about savoring that meal. They typically don't have eating issues and eating disorders as much as Americans, the Western culture, does. So maybe there's something in and of that to be curious about. Maybe that's helpful as well. So taking the time, setting up your plate nice, if that's something that you think could be helpful, making it pretty, making lots of colors in it, that could also be helpful. So just being present for that moment, taking all the 5 senses, taking inventory of everything that you're sensing, everything that you're feeling, and all of that, just being very present for the moment is going to be very, very important. So with all that said, leave a comment down below. Do you believe that you eat mindfully for the majority of the time, or mindlessly? If you have any ideas as to how you might be able to improve that and be more mindful and be more present for those eating experiences, let me know. I'm really curious to hear about it. If you like this video or you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in learning more about eating disorders, eating issues, body image issues, general mental health and well-being, and therapeutic tools that can help, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you'll find it helpful. If you're interested in any of that, I also have a blog. Feel free to check it out. I'll leave the link in the description below. And I really hope to see you in my next video. Have a great day.